You're wearing your slutty dress. That's the first thing we'll say. It's the dress that when you wear, people do stop and stare. Not because you look good, just because it's just so... it's like a very bright, clingy fabric.
Sure.
And
it was a risk. I knew that this was a risk.
Yeah. And you've lost a bit of weight lately, so it does look better than it did at Halloween. At Halloween, it was like obnoxious.
Okay.
Now it's kind of like, okay, she's confident. You look like a confident woman.
Well, I think I mainly put it on to test our relationship.
You only wear it when you wore it on one of the final days of my writing deadline when you were helping me, and you walked in wearing it, and it was such a risk.
It was a bold move, but I think it's because I wanted to see how our relationship has improved, to see if you could handle me wearing a tight dress around in front of you and maybe not shout at me, and you survived the whole time.
Yeah, because we do have a problem when you look good. I hate you.
Yeah, no, absolutely,
yes.
yeah.
And it's not that you look good in the dress. You do. You definitely look attractive in it. But it's just such.
It's like, quite loud. It's louder than I would like.
Yeah, it just shows off everything, and just you can't help but look at your body.
Okay.
And I just hate people like that. You should be covering up at all times.
Okay. Well, you've done that exact
I'm
effect. You're covering up your entire body. A few bodies you could fit under there.
Okay, so BB's basically wearing a what's the fabric? It's like a stretchy
It's a stretchy
fabric.
sort of
Cotton.
I don't know what fabric's that.
It's the ribbed material.
Yeah.
Anyone who wears a stretchy ribbed material wants to show off their figure. So yeah, very Scooby-Doo, very short, clingy fabric.
And also these sleeves. Can you imagine these sleeves?
You would never have worn those kind of sleeves 6 months ago.
I know.
What's happened?
I think I've just decided not to care so much.
You've grown in arm confidence.
Well, no, I haven't really, but I've grown in fake arm confidence. If I pretend to have arm confidence, maybe the arm confidence will come.
Yeah, and your arms will just magically get better.
You're such a bitch.
I do think that I've been doing that more lately. I've been wearing more strappy tops.
Exactly.
Which I've never done.
We're not quite at a cap sleeve yet.
No, no. And not at a sleeve which is like a it's what's that word? It's like all. I don't know what the word is. It's not a strappy top, but it doesn't come over your shoulder at all. It's
like a sleeveless top.
A sleeveless top. Oh my god!
Like
the
a muscle
confidence.
tee. Yeah, something like that.
It's like what Jennifer Aniston would wear in Friends when she was at her
You have to be
thinnest.
incredibly tanned and holding a bottle of Lucozade to pull that off.
Anyway, you do look very nice.
Thank you. So do you.
BB got catcalled on the way here, and she put on a weird accent and responded.
I didn't.
You did. You were like 10 out of 10.
No. He asked how handsome he was out of 10. He looked like he might get angry if I didn't say anything lower than 10. So I just responded in a joyful way.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just thought you were saying 10 out of 10 in a weird accent for no reason.
Did you think I was just saying 10 out of 10 to him in response? He asked me how handsome he was.
I thought he asked how your day was going. Just like, I've never heard you respond like that.
Like I was trying out a new catchphrase.
In the coffee shop the other day.
Yeah.
So BB's birthday was recently, and we had a fun day. You look sad. Don't be sad.
I'm not sad.
Cheer up, okay? That was one of the rules.
Okay.
And I gave BB a beautiful photo collage.
Oh, it was so lovely. I genuinely burst into tears.
I am
when you gave it
really,
to me.
really good.
You're
at
really
photo
good
collages.
at gifts. That's one of your love languages.
No, not. Yeah, it is one of my love languages, even though I've given no gifts to Alfie. But also, men don't accept a photo collage in the same way that a woman does.
No, of course they're not going to, because they don't see life in photos, do they?
They just don't give a shit about photos.
Imagine
and
going out
good
with
years
somebody
are
that
going by.
took photos of you all the time.
Exactly.
That would be amazing.
Exactly. I had the same fear as you did at this age of not having a boyfriend that was going to document my beauty at this age.
Yeah. Horatio does take a lot of photos of me, to be fair.
Does he?
But
Yeah,
they're
but they're all
always
disgusting.
from really unflattering angles that he thinks are really nice.
Yeah.
But they're all actually upsetting. I genuinely get really upset when he shows me
harrowing
some of
photos.
them.
Yeah. Alfie thought I asked Alfie to take a beautiful photo of me walking with the kids into the sea from the behind.
Yeah. You did look like a 9-year-old woman.
I was wearing your fucking swimming costume. That's disgusting.
Why did you steal it?
Get that swimming costume
Because it's a sexy nautical swimming costume.
It's not. It's disgusting.
It makes you look like a pin-up.
It flattens your boobs.
No, it doesn't. You You have to hoik them up.
No, and it's a halter neck, and it hurt. The halter neck hurts.
Because it's nice to see a sexy back, you know?
Yeah, but
I like
the back,
to not be...
if you've got a big back already,
Yeah,
you have a fucking big back too.
I do not have as broad a back as you do. You're a swimmer.
Yes,
You're
fair
a swimmer.
enough. But anyway, your swimming suit was disgusting, and because of the bump, it flattened my bump, so I just looked heavy.
Yeah.
And my bum was kind of like drooping out of it, and I looked horrendous. And then he took a photo of me from the behind. From the behind. From the back, and he sent them all to me because he obviously had done it like, just here's the photos. He sent 28 of them to me, all of them.
You know when somebody sends you 28 photos that none of them are good, you know? They either send you a couple because they're all great, or they send you 28 because they don't even want to go through them because it's painful.
But I'm very careful when I send, because I also take like bulk photos of people.
Yeah.
And I'm very selective when I send them to people. I'm like, I'm only going to send the good ones.
Exactly, which I really appreciate, I do always really appreciate. That you curate the selection.
I do. They were Harry Potter
taking them out,
You can tell them from a mile off.
Oh God, they all have this specific wild look in their eyes, you know, like they haven't quite grasped onto the idea of adulthood yet.
Yeah. Anyway,
I think you look great.
Thank you. You look great too.
Thank you so much. So what should we talk about?
Well, we could try talking about something topical.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a topical person.
No, and I hate watching the news at the moment.
I can't watch the news. I tried watching the news before I went to bed recently, and I had heart palpitations all night. Because do you know stuff is happening?
Yeah. I had heart palpitations all night last night, but that's because I ate bacon that was a bit too old.
Oh God, that's disgusting.
I couldn't get to sleep all night because my stomach hurt so much.
Did you see the best before date?
Yeah, it was totally in date, but our fridge is broken, so maybe I don't think it was being refrigerated properly during the heat wave.
Did it have a green sheen?
No.
Oh, that's disgusting. That's why I don't eat meat.
Yeah.
I couldn't even feed them yogurts last night because they went off on the 11th and they looked completely fine. But I didn't know, I don't even know what date it is, but I just knew it wasn't the 11th.
Yeah.
You would know if it's the 11th.
Yeah.
So I was going to give them to, because we've had no time to shop or anything, so I haven't fed them properly. Like Margot just the other day had a cracker and some olives for dinner. But, you know.
It's actually quite Mediterranean and classy.
Exactly.
If that was a 35-year-old woman, she'd be like, oh, wow, she's got taste. I've been watching with Horatio some really classic mid-noughties rom-coms like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
That is my favourite film ever. But that film is hilarious because it's something that was like a Bible when I was a teenager. But now it's like nothing has changed. Nothing.
Exactly. The thing is, we still believe all of the things that film tells us, but it's taboo to believe what that film tells us now because it's very unfeminist and unempowering and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like, if you're going to be desperate, you're going to scare a boy off, you know?
Yeah, you will scare them off. There is a game you can play.
And he's just not that into you as well. That's another one.
A brilliant one. The actress who played, what's her name, Ginny?
Jennifer Goodwin.
She is, that is me.
That's both of us. It's genuinely both of us.
But I think she's every woman what they think that they're not, that's what we are.
Exactly.
She's amazing in that film.
Because she's also just so almost beautiful, but not quite there. And it's because her desperation just chips it off the edge.
Yeah.
She doesn't quite get there. She's never going to be fully beautiful.
Yeah.
Because she just ruins it for herself.
Or she wears a dress like this.
Thing.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say about the rom-coms that I've been watching, which aren't particularly challenging, but are very indulgent because they let me reminisce about, you know, a certain period of time when boys and fashion and stuff, that was all really, you know, that I cared about. And I view these things very much as guilty pleasures, but I found out the other day that there's a German cultural theorist called Theodor Adorno who says that there's actually no such thing as guilty pleasures. It's symptoms of the very fast-paced capitalist world that we live in that kind of burns us out. That means that by the time you get back home after work or after looking after your kids all day, kind of being drained of all energy, you don't really have the emotional capacity to engage in any high art or something that's going to really inform you well. Instead, what we choose to watch is stuff that basically degrades our brains on purpose because the world has forced us into that. So my theory is that if you ever feel guilty about watching Selling Sunset, it's actually just because this world has forced you to. So
yeah, I definitely feel like I was forced to watch that.
Yeah.
I do. I was WhatsApped so many times, like, have you seen Selling Sunset?
It was the same with Love Island, but then I did actually get into Love Island because it is really fun.
And I will get into Selling Sunset.
Maybe I should watch it too.
Yeah.
At least that would be new.
Anyway, that was really interesting what you said. I kind of zoned out though.
Yeah, I felt myself zoning out too.
When I gave birth to Margot, I had a full Brazilian wax. Like, so I had, Hollywood, like no hair whatsoever.
Why?
Well, because I just was, it was like, I don't know. I was weird. Anyway.
You wanted Margot to come out and be like, my mom was sexy.
No, but honestly, the midwives and the doctors looked at me like
that was horrendous, what I just said. I'm sorry.
The doctors and the midwife looked at my vagina like it was the first vagina they'd ever seen without hair. So I was quite like, guys, come on.
They were taken aback, clearly.
They were really taken aback by how bald it was. I have a very, what's the word? Very strict view about being au naturel in every single way, apart from when it comes to vaginal hair. But
yeah, it's true. When it comes to that, you like it to be bold as an eagle.
Long up here.
Nothing down there. It's like the bottom half of your body is like you've been walked through like a laser.
Just imagine if I did have like a full bush down there, like it would just be too much.
Do you know what would be so funny if you were on that show Naked Attraction and they see the bottom half of your body first and then suddenly it raises and it's like, what is going on there?
Well, no, my hair would have to go down.
There's no consistency with the body hair on your body.
No, I'm very bald. I'm bald everywhere apart from my hair.
Yeah, makes sense. You also have such tiny little eyebrows too.
Well, would you agree that I actually look quite a lot like Fern Cotton?
Oh my God.
Do you think I look like Fern Cotton?
Not at all. Not at all.
How can you say that?
Not even to a degree do you look like Fern Cotton.
I look like Fern Cotton.
Absolutely not. You don't.
I'm not as thin as her, but if I was, I would be very, if I was thinner, I would
It's
look
not
like
at all about size thing. I think facially, no, you
my
don't.
My
like
nose
her at
and
all.
my jaw and my nostrils.
You don't look like Fern Cotton. You look like Binner from Big Brother.
Kinga, not Binner. Binner, Kinga.
Kinga from Big Brother.
Yes, I'm a mix of Kinga and Fern Cotton.
You look like Kinga from Big Brother.
She's actually now a bodybuilder.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
I do look. Okay. I want you to get a photo up of Fern Cotton.
We're going to get Kinga here and we're going to get Fern Cotton here.
So,
and you can comment to see which more Jessie looks like.
I have identical nostrils to Fern Cotton. Anyway, she's had a bob recently.
Ooh.
And she looks really good. So it's given me courage to maybe get a bob. So now I've just tried to make my life as compact as possible and have everything that I need under one roof and have it be as sustainable as possible for my future. Why are you laughing at me?
Sorry, I'm thinking of Kinga from Big Brother again.
We need to look up Kinga because she's actually very different to me now. Yeah, please can we look up Kinga?
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I mean, I wonder, do you think she thinks about the moment that she put the bottle up her vagina in Big Brother every single day of her life? Because she probably does,
I just think of Big Brother as this beautiful time capsule because now I think as a society we're so much more self-aware that I think it would be unbearable to watch people roaming around in the Big Brother house.
Okay, so we've just been shown okay, so that's Kinga.
That was when you were a teenager. You looked.
Yeah,
like
I
Kinga.
did, and I did do the quiff thing.
You did the quiff thing. You had the highlights on top and the dark hair below. You had the eyeliner, and it was just beautiful.
Turquoise eyeliner. Yeah.
No, it's good. It's
Fern Cotton.
Fern
Okay,
Cotton.
you'll see.
Yeah.
You will see.
Okay, but if you look like a mixture of Fern Cotton and Kinga, who do I look like?
You don't look like anyone in the world.
That's very sweet.
You
I
just-
think that
I
you look
don't
much
think-
more unique than I do.
Well, no, it's not that. No, but it's just. Yeah, I wasn't actually meaning to be sweet.
So you were
yeah.
just saying that, like...
It's kind of rude, actually.
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Great.
But I think you look like, okay, tell me that isn't an identical image to me if I had a bob. Look at her nostrils, look at her nose.
That jawline is actually pretty similar to yours.
Jawline and nostrils and her nose.
And her nose.
And
you
if
don't
I-
have the same eyes at all.
Yeah, no, her eyes are different. She's got brown eyes.
What about her lips? Let me take a look at those lips.
Hello.
You actually do look really similar.
Thank you. Actually, this is a good topic, marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are much more traditional with me in lots of ways. You believe in marriage.
Sure.
Yeah.
I would
and
love...
you want to get married.
I would love to get married, yeah.
Yeah.
I would love
it's
it.
just not going to happen for you, is it?
I know.
It is. I can see it. I can see it.
No. But it's like, I
You
think...
want to get married. That's so pathetic.
I know.
That's so fucking
But the thing is, I'm not sure that I love the idea of being, like... I don't really care that much about, like, the wedding and stuff. which is I think what a lot of girls get caught up on, like the idea of what your dress is going to be like and the music and all this kind of stuff. I just really like the idea of being married, of like having somebody that you share this life with and belong to and stuff.
It's so strange because I've never ever fantasized about it. Have you ever fantasized about your wedding?
Yeah.
Really? How recently have you fantasized about your wedding?
So sometimes, like, you know, Spotify shuffle, cool, let's see what happens. Maybe a nice romantic song comes on. I might be thinking about my first dance. Sometimes I'm thinking, did we rehearse it? Did we go to those really embarrassing wedding dance classes where we like learn a special dance for it? But then at the same time, that's embarrassing. I don't want to do that. But I also don't want my first dance to be really poor. Like he's so much taller than me. Like I don't want it to be like really embarrassing for dancing. Sometimes I think about these things.
It's so funny though, because even almost 3 kids in with Alfie,
you're like, I wonder if he'll commit.
Like, is he my boyfriend? Does he know my surname?
I guess in a way it shows that I have quite a lot of self-confidence, despite how like cripplingly anxious and sort of insecure I am in other ways. This unfaltering belief that I have that I'm going to get married one day in a big romantic gesture is kind of symbolic of the fact that I do believe that I deserve to be married.
But that's really nice. And I think I have been stamped out of that.
Yeah, and we've come from a broken home in a way. So I think that anybody whose parents are separated, maybe subconsciously, even if you don't admit it yourself, is going to want some sort of like romantic unity.
Yeah, but that's really interesting because I don't consider it a broken home.
Really?
At all. No. I just don't have any faith in any relationship succeeding.
Okay.
Any relationship, like apart from with
children.
Apart from people that I are in my life and I adore. Like I just can't see. I have such low hope. In my life.
Yeah. Great.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Because we're having a massive fight at the moment.
Yeah.
Which it was a bad start to the morning.
But we're going to try and see what happens.
Yeah. It's quite hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of scary to look at you in the eyes, actually.
I can't look at you.
No.
I don't really want to.
I'm not going to look at you either.
I'm trying to get better at that because you did walk in looking very pretty this morning in like a new outfit and...
It's not a new outfit. It's not a new outfit.
Okay, cool. I have never seen that top before though.
It's because I haven't shown it to you.
Okay, cool. Sure.
So the thing is, like, I bank certain things. Like, this is from months ago, but I didn't show it to you at the time. And I was like, so there's going to have to be a day where I wear it for the first time in front of Jesse. And hopefully it's a good day. Not the right day to have done it. Yeah. I admit that. I do admit that.
No, because I actually handled that really well. I hadn't had time to do anything before you got here. All I'd had time to do was put on a jumper and some leggings and take Donnie to school and come back. And so I hadn't even like washed my face or anything. So then when you came in looking like you had been on a photo shoot for hours.
Or like a 1950s housewife.
Yeah. I did feel a little bit like... but I actually handled that quite well.
You did, yeah.
But it was just the... I have a deadline at the end of the month, and that's now everything has gone into... I'm in like such stress mode. And also because you have this annoying instinct that kicks in when you're almost about to give birth, which is get everything done, do everything, sort out your entire life to prepare for this new arrival. And I have so much left that I want to be able to accomplish before the baby's born, because I know what it's like. I know that when the baby comes, I'm going to be able to do nothing.
Yeah.
And this time I really want to be able to do nothing. I really want to be able to enjoy that time, which I just wasn't able to do with Donnie and Margaret because I was so desperate for money and just wanting to work and desperately want to be able to enjoy that time.
Yeah.
And I can feel that time's ticking away.
Okay, we see mental.
Because also at this stage of pregnancy, each time I've become obsessed with birth because it is harrowing. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It is absolutely harrowing giving birth.
Yeah.
And
well, even just having a new coil put in was such a traumatic event for me that I don't actually know if I'll be able to hack the whole baby thing. Sure.
Because I had no idea, because I'd never had anything. I can't even put a tampon in.
No. I remember I tried to show you once, and that was quite scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've never been able to have anything inside of me apart from a dick. So, and even then not for very long. So,
your body, maybe the reason why you got pregnant so quick was because your body was like, oh my God, this is new. This is never going to happen again. Quick, go. It's the whole Virgin Mary thing. You see a pregnant woman who's about to become a mother and you kind of, you cleanse her of all sins. Like she's not like being provocative, she's just being beautiful and womanly, and she's about to give life into the world.
But I get like honked way more when I'm pregnant.
Really?
Yeah, like in a sexy way. I know they're not honking because I'm pregnant. They're like, oh,
they're honking because of those knockers, right? Those perfect big naturals.
I just know it. I feel like, stop looking at me.
Yeah, no,
Stop
exactly.
looking at me.
Basically, you're dripping sexuality.
Yeah, because I've had sex.
Exactly.
And I've got proof.
It is proof.
That's
exactly.
That's why I really like being pregnant with Donnie, because I was like, finally, people will believe I've had sex. Mm-hmm. It took a long time though, so I didn't look pregnant till I was like 7 months. But still, those 2 months of looking pregnant,
yeah,
I
think that was probably the basis of my shock. I remember when you first told me, I came back from a dance rehearsal and I had to come back to the house. You stood up from the beanbag. And I just knew instantly that something was different about you. I knew you were pregnant before you even said it. I think I said you're pregnant. Yeah. And I think one of the reasons why I was so surprised is because I just realised that you must have had sex.
I know. So weird.
What were your favourite comments?
Well, I have a few. The funniest comment was obviously somebody commenting under saying,
I bet Jessie comes. I bet Jessie screams like a banshee
when she comes.
When she comes hard.
Yeah. When she comes hard.
Because he's clarifying, she's coming hard.
We've accidentally slipped into kind of sexual podcast,
which is so not what we were trying to do.
No, we're not.
It's ironic because we're both virgins.
So that's interesting development for us in our careers.
Yeah, maybe that's how we're going to be seen now as the sexy podcast.
Yeah, you can talk about dicks.
Exactly. I don't even like saying that.
But that was one of my favourite comments. Mm-hmm. The comes like a banshee.
Yeah, comes
what
like
is
a banshee? A banshee's like an evil spirit bat thing, I think.
Oh, I thought it was a xylophone type thing. Which is how I come. Yeah. But my other favourite comment was somebody underneath. Obviously, in the last podcast, me and BB had just had a massive fight, and BB did look quite traumatised. And if you watched the YouTube version of it, her face was very puffy, but you did look very pretty, I thought. But you did look like I had been abusive to you.
And it was so annoying because I like made extra effort to wake up early to try and like make myself look nice. You know, when your photos are taken of you and they're not flattering, I just wanted to have like assurance that at any angle in that podcast I would look okay. And then of course I started crying, so I just looked fucking awful.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, so I felt really bad watching it back, thinking, oh, you look so sad. But somebody commented underneath saying, wow, that looks like it was a bad fight, guys.
Yeah.
Is Alfie helping you enough? As if that would be the reason why we had a fight.
Yeah, I know.
Which is quite judgmental of him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think also the fact that whenever you talk openly or vulnerably about anything, people are going to assume that they have right to like comment on
your personal life.
Your personal life.
Yeah, no, I am realising the danger of that and having been so open for so long, and now it's kind of backfiring slightly. But I don't mind.
No.
I'm kind of embracing it.
Yeah, we care less now, I think.
I do give less shit now.
Yeah.
I care less.
Yeah, me too. It's
I'm
fun.
much
It's kind
more
of fun.
carefree.
Just throwing caution to the wind.
Mm-hmm. And then somebody also commented under the Instagram saying birth doesn't have to be a harrowing experience.
I know, I saw that too.
And I was like, it kind of does.
Yeah.
It kind of does.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the women who can hypnobirth through it, they're just very good actresses.
Hypnobirth.
So you can kind of do breathing and heavy breathing and try and like just push the baby out. And like women, some women commented, I read this thing, she orgasmed for 8 hours giving birth. She was like, my third birth, I orgasmed for 8 hours and it was a joy.
That's horrendous.
It does make me feel quite, I would actually prefer the pain.
I'd prefer the pain. I don't want to associate my beautiful baby with like me orgasming for 8 hours.
Exactly.
That's really weird.
Yeah, it is really weird, actually. You don't want to, look at photos of you when you're holding the newborn baby and just be like, oh, I just came really hard for 8 hours.
That was the best come of my life. If only your daddy could do that to me. Nothing makes me feel as good as my baby, you know?
Sometimes when we're having sex and the baby's right there, I'm like, this is weird.
That is super weird.
It's really weird.
Super weird. We've
Like-
both gone so big.
when he's kicking, I'm just very aware that we're now doing a porn podcast.
I know we need to either like embrace our new sex podcaster identities
Yeah.
or completely disregard it now. I think that we
Yes.
should drop it and now become
Okay.
sexless.
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 Okay, I can be sexless.
I can
That's
be
easy.
sexless.
I've been sexless for so long.
It's going to be difficult for you to be sexless because I put on eyeliner and I can tell it's making you feel
just-
very
I am
sexy.
sassy.
Mhm.
She's the polar opposite of me.
Yeah.
And that's what hurts so much.
It's really difficult to imagine the person that you're with being with somebody else who's not like you at all. Like that.
Like the polar opposite.
Yeah.
She's a fun girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's a fun
carefree.
girl. She likes
she
drinking.
is carefree.
She's likes theatre arts.
Mm-hmm.
Theatre arts? Musical theatre.
Musical theatre.
I think she likes musical theatre. I've just put that on. She might not. She just seems like she likes musical theatre.
Yeah. And we're not the kind of girls that like musical theatre.
Or who can have a pub lock-in.
Yeah, or like go to karaoke and wear like big earrings.
Oh yeah, and
It's just-
have a sequin dress but also be comfortable in jeans.
Yeah, exactly. And like go and get chips after with everyone and sit on the street corner. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? We can't do that.
No, and then not get hangovers.
Yeah.
And
Look kind of glamorous when they're all grungy. You know? We look like shit if we feel like shit, you know?
yeah, exactly. They just kind of have this tolerance that we seem to be just weak with. I can't do the things that they do on a daily basis, and I'm just nowhere near as, I don't know, I don't want to say normal because that sounds like judgmental, but just, I've just always been weird. And so anyone that has been with Alfie who isn't as weird as me, I'm like, well, that's who you should be with. You should be with a normal person. Why are you with me? And I can see that sometimes when I am being extremely difficult and hard work, as he likes to call me, my nickname.
That's your pet name. That's cute.
Hard work.
Mine is dumb bint.
That's nice. So when those kind of names, whenever I mean, he doesn't actually call me hard work, but yeah.
Horatio actually calls me dumb bint.
Okay. At least it's not dumb bitch.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
So he's a good guy.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it's
Decide how
almost, it's
perfect they
changing
are.
though, because I feel like we're much more celebratory of women and, working together and promoting women. And But whenever I'm still so twisted and affected by, how we've been brought up in society, but obviously not how we've been brought up in our house, but of whenever people are being kind of so in praise of let's all join together and be a community as women, I'm also like, what is in this for you?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Exactly, because women are too smart to actually band up.
You are you just want to keep your enemies close.
Exactly. When the end of the world comes, it's like my team is not going to be just ladies. Okay, I want to fucking survive.
We've been it's nothing to do with, we don't want to feel that way.
No.
It's only because I went to an all-girls school for a little bit, which was horrible. And I saw such kind of bad behavior by these girls that I then became part of. And as a result, I've only grown up with this kind of feeling that women are going to stab you in the back. If you're not careful, they will take your man and they will take your job and they will cut your hair when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Daisy Ridley.
Daisy fucking
Stop
Ridley.
following BB,
Stop
Daisy.
following me, Daisy. The game is up. I know what you're doing, okay?
She's probably
Take the
filming-
fedora off
She's
and
filming
go
Star
back
Wars
to fucking
5.
Ophelia. Sure. We can. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've noticed that about us, right? Like, we're like hot air balloons that just deflate midair.
I once made you cry, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What did you say?
I once said that I fancied Amanda Seyfried because she has a little bit of extra timber on her. And then you said, she has a little bit of extra timber, then I must have a whole forest. And you were 17 and your big eyes went all bloodshot and teary.
What the fuck? Amanda Seyfried has no extra timber.
No, I know, but I
Thinnest
think...
actress possible.
I know, but I think I was thinking of somebody else.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
I can see that would have made BB cry. I've made BB cover up in a big t-shirt today,
Big time.
so that you're not looking at her boobs, okay?
Yeah.
Because it really fucking annoys me.
Yeah, well, I mean,
They've
it's
shrunk
not
lately,
my
so it's
fault.
not such a big deal.
We've
but
moved
before,
Have they shrunk?
yeah, they've shrunk lately.
Condolences.
And then afterwards, Alfie joked that the way that you fight with me is like the way that you fight with him.
And very often, when I explain that I've had a fight with BB, you more often than not take BB's side.
She's always right.
No, I don't. Oh my god! But you very often take BB's side, and I think that's because you two have very similar personality traits quite a lot of the time. Which is, you know, I'm not going to say the word lazy, but
you've
just said it. You've just
you're
said
not
it.
lazy, but like you're both kind of like.
Don't say lazy then.
Okay, fine. Not lazy.
Don't know that you can't.
Okay,
don't
fine,
even
sorry.
use it in the negative.
Okay,
You
sorry.
don't use any other words at this
Relax. You're more relaxed than me.
Relaxed is a nicer word
Yeah,
to use.
I'm more uptight than you.
You are
yeah,
a bitch,
I get
yeah.
more stuff done than you.
Yeah.
So like you guys have a similar thing of you are prone to idealism and escape
Yeah.
rather than cold hard facts and graft.
Yeah, you're one of those get things done people, like
Yeah.
James Corden or Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah. Like you're going to have a huge public scandal in a few years.
Yeah.
For
It's like
bullying in the workplace.
Bullying runners.
You
What great
come back
facts.
from the casino and you were standing at the door and you looked like some sort of a painting. It was like the lines were blurred or something.
Yeah, so no, you hadn't been to sleep. You
hadn't
came
been
back
to
at
sleep.
10 a.m.
Oh no!
I
Look,
just
can
got back.
It wasn't 10 a.m.
It was 10 a.m.
It wasn't 10 a.m. It was like I left the casino at about 7:30 in the morning, and I thought, you know, it'd be really nice. I feel sober enough, and I think my family would really like to see me right now. And it was such a bad decision.
It was honestly the worst
And I
moment.
had just
on your
bought.
shoes.
No, I had just bought. Wait, I had just bought. That's the final piece of the story. That's the real denouement.
No, I've got the doing more.
Oh God.
I'll save that. Denouement?
Denouement.
And I got back to my flat with a big white baguette and a pot of hummus. I punished it, as Adele might say, and then went, I feel great. I want to go and see my family. I love them. I've just been up all night having a great Christmas work kind of. It was a comedy club's work Christmas do thing, and I got there, stood in the doorway. Jessie, and, hi. And you were sort of quite pleased to see me, but also kind of terrified because you just got back from being absolutely rogered by your ex-boyfriend, and so you sort of had that
Sex flow.
discombobulated but yet freshly fucked.
Oh my God,
weirdness.
don't say freshly fucked. That's awful.
It's
Sorry.
sexy. That's really cool.
No,
It's
it's
sexy,
not.
yeah. You had a freshly fucked glow.
I was so scared because I only just got back. And
Yeah.
the kids, I was just such a weird morning. And then you turn up in a coat.
In a blazer. You were wearing a full
was I
suit.
still in a blazer? Yeah, because I hadn't gotten changed
You
from the
looked like you
casino.
were on a ship at sea because you were literally floating from side to side.
And then after having a lovely 5 minutes with you and my children,
Do you remember
I
that
went,
you said...
I'm actually just going
no,
to.
Wait. You were like, oh my God, he's here. Like,
because I was excited for
yeah,
you.
no, because you was...
Why?
Because it was we were trying to keep it a secret that I just got back.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to keep it a secret that you'd been out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you came in,
And-
you played.
Played for about 5 minutes, and I actually don't feel very well. I've got to go outside, and I hammered a thick vomit onto the street, hummus and baguette
It was
vomit.
disgusting. And Donnie was like, "Where's Daddy gone?" And
Daddy's
my mum
just
was like,
vomiting on
"Where's
his shoes,
Alfie
Donnie."
gone?" And then I opened the door, saw you vomiting, was like, "He'll be back in a sec. He'll be back in a sec."
That was so bad.
You then vomited again. You vomited by the lamppost, further away from the house, out of respect. Then you came
I'm
to
very
the front
respectful.
door,
Yeah.
and then you vomited all over your shoes. I had to put those shoes in a plastic bag, give you some spare shoes, so you wore trainers. It was
Lucky
it was
you
like
guys have similar sized feet.
I felt very reflective on that particular 55 bus home.
I can imagine.
But also, the worst, the denouement
Okay.
of it was a trigger for me in our breakup because before you threw up, you came in and I remember I was bending down or something, doing up my shoe,
Yeah, you were.
and you stroked my back really sweetly and were like, I miss you. And I was like, this is the moment. He's going to say he wants to get back together with me. Everything's going to be fine. This is the day that we're going to get back together. Even though it's a bit weird and I feel a bit weird, this is the day. And then you were like, I'm just going to go outside.
Oh my God.
When I saw your vomit and when I had to put your vomity shoes in a bag, I was
when
like,
you knew.
I think that we're going to stay broken up for quite a while, actually.
That's so funny.
There's a slight issue. There's a slight snafu that we found ourselves in, where they seem to have used the top Google image search images for both Jessie and I, and those images really aren't great. Now, with me, it was, when I was like 18 or something. I don't look great. But
didn't
to be honest,
know...
like that's fine. It's a very bad photo. It's flash, slightly shiny forehead. It's not a great photo of me, but I could live with it. But unfortunately for Jessie, we maybe have the image here. It's really not great. So what we're thinking of doing is if everybody could just search up our names on Google and then click on a really fit image of the two of us. Maybe we'll insert ones here that we think would work. Maybe it won't even be a picture of me, maybe it'll be like Scarlett Johansson or something. Just like everyone click on that image, look up BB Cave and then click on that image and then maybe...
I think this shows that also I can never be seen without glasses.
No.
And the embarrassing thing about this image is that I was at a premiere.
Yeah.
This was in my...
That's what she thought. That was her red carpet look.
But that's actually the best bit of the entire... If they saw the whole image, I was wearing an 80s ruffle floral dress and a
we'll
sparkly
find a picture.
green cardigan and shoes that my mum hid from me because she thought they were so ugly.
Yeah. She loved those shoes. They were clomping around a lot, actually.
Because I gained weight since Harry Potter, and this was in the very quick... This is the film... There was a delayed release for the film. So in that period before the film was released, I gained a lot of weight, and I worried that people wouldn't recognise me at the premiere. So I very strategically curled my hair so that people would be like, oh, that's Lavender Brown. Yeah, she's fat now, but that's Lavender Brown. I can recognise her. So I curled my hair like that, and I genuinely thought that was a kind of... Do you remember Miu Miu, the designer? Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
So they did like some really weird, quirky dresses at the time that obviously I couldn't afford. So this was a dress from £8 from Beyond Retro. But I didn't realise the thing about Miu Miu and designer dresses is that you need to be...
You need to be thin.
Very
You need
thin,
to be real
very
thin.
thin.
You need to be Jennifer Aniston seasons 2 to 6 of Friends.
Yeah. Ideally with her nipples. And
God, your nipples out, fully out.
So
I'm hard.
So I basically, I was going for that Miu Miu designer look, but I ended up looking
gorgeous.
Like I'm in the 80s.
Yeah.
And
you carried a big old bag around with you everywhere as well. Mary Poppins, like you were going to a sleepover.
But it was I was unique, I was unique.
Truly, and also inspirational.
But
inspirational.
On the red carpet, that looks like it's, they've asked me to take the photo.
Yeah.
In a stunning photo. I made them take the photo.
Yeah. Nice.
So I only have myself to blame for that Apple podcast image.
But it would just be great
if it wasn't there.
If those were not the pictures that they used for both of us. So let's definitely try and sort out that issue for ourselves. We probably should, right?
Definitely.
Because that's vanity, and that's fine to have a little bit of it.
I don't mind admitting that I am incredibly vain. And I give off the impression that I'm very, I don't think I give off the impression of being that vain. Do you think I do?
I don't think it's vanity that you give off the impression of having. You definitely give off
lack of vanity. I think I give off the impression of being very, very not vain.
No, I was just going to say I think it's actually a different spectrum. I don't think that I think of you and think of either vain or not vain. I see you and I think of maintenance. I think you come across as quite high maintenance.
What?
Because Jessie, you have like flawless skin. You have hair that goes down to your ankles. Not many people can attain those things.
No, but that implies that I don't have time to do anything.
No, it doesn't. You think it does. You think that you come across as this like ramshackle, like, oh, I'm just a spirit running through the forest.
I am a spirit running through the forest. I'm a free spirit running through the forest.
But I think actually, women want to have great skin and want to have great hair and all this kind of stuff. But it can be really difficult to maintain those things. You're somebody that clearly has been able to achieve those things, which is really fucking impressive. But it doesn't take no skill or no maintenance whatsoever.
Yeah, but I'm not sitting here exfotexting 24 hours a day.
No, and you're not. No. You look like you're somebody that has naturally, genetically been blessed.
I exfoliate once a day, like everybody should.
I think that, yeah.
Sometimes twice.
Yeah, but I think that, you definitely, you give off the impression of somebody that, like, looks after themselves.
Okay, I thought I didn't. I thought I came across like she's just so relaxed.
No, I'm afraid you're going to have to give that up. That's
So you think people can
long
tell
gone.
that I'm not a relaxed person?
I think that you are possibly the least relaxed person
Yeah.
seemingly ever.
I am realising that. And I'm realising that more and more, given that I am now aware that I'm with somebody who is the most relaxed person to a fault
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
He's so fucking relaxed.
But he's not, I would say, like, thinking about his own vanity and, like,
No,
taking
he's a
care of
very
himself.
strange sort of vein too, because he does care, but he has this thing of. So lately, when we got back from the hospital and stuff, and there was no way we could cook with the other kids and stuff, so we just basically had takeaway every night for a week, and it made you feel quite gross. And he has this thing of starting a new regime on Monday. Every Sunday, he's like. No, every Monday he's like, oh, no, I'll start next Monday. I'll start my new regime, my new life regime on Monday. He's done this every week throughout our relationship. And I find it quite annoying given that I'm usually quite balanced and, boring.
I know, but we were talking about this earlier. I think that it's probably more common than you would think that people have a new regime that they start on Monday.
Yeah, true.
I mean, everybody like kind of bakes a cake to celebrate the fact that they're going to go on a diet on the Monday type of thing.
But he looks really, again, he looks quite disheveled and he doesn't care about how he looks. But then a package comes through the door and it's a box of collagen eye masks. And he was at his friend Ian Sterling's house, whose girlfriend is Laura Whitmore,
Very glamorous.
Very, very glamorous.
Very glamorous.
And he was over at their house watching Liverpool Football Club. Laura was sitting on the sofa apparently with these eye masks, and she gave some. She was like, oh, do you want to try them, to Alfie? The next day, Alfie bulk bought these collagen eye masks. And they're amazing. They're so good.
That is true.
So I have got into them lately, given that I look so tired, which is why I deleted the YouTube clip. And I'm sorry if anybody was actually looking forward to watching that. I'm sure that they weren't, but
You can always listen. It's episode 7. It's on
You can
Apple
listen.
and Spotify now.
but basically I am a vain person.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
There's power in admitting it, actually.
I
You're
fell
quite
into
a
everything I've ever
happy-go-lucky
done.
Person.
Yeah.
Except with the happy or lucky part.
Yeah, I'm not happy or lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll just go.
Again, don't
We're
know what that
very
means.
lucky to be in relationships during this awful year, aren't we?
Yeah, that they haven't left. They can't leave though.
think it's been
we
a
had a
great
fight the other
test.
day, a really big fight, and we were walking along the street. So I stormed off to go and I don't know where I was going. And he did that thing which you said in the podcast last week of following behind me. And I thought, oh, he's doing the thing like BB did, and just I'm going to turn around. I knew he was following me. I'm going to turn around and he's gonna be like, look, we're being silly. Let's go home. Let's make up. Everything's fine. But what happened was when I got to the zebra crossing, and so I had to turn back, and I saw him instinctively. I just went like this. Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! I was holding the baby. That must have looked insane. And then it turns out I crossed the zebra crossing, and then I was like, okay, I've calmed down. He caught up with me. And I thought, all right, he's going to apologise now. And he was like, he basically didn't apologise. He said what he needed to say, and then he kept on walking.
Wow.
It was quite horrible, but I was in the wrong that day, so I do accept that, and I shouldn't have sworn like that in public, because I did look like...
Honestly, I think we swear a little bit too much in public.
I swear too much in general.
Yeah, me too.
And Donnie and Margaret swear all the time.
Yeah,
Gotta
it's
stop
funny
them.
though. It is just funny. When
It
kids
is really
swear.
funny. They've started doing this thing of they've just learned what this means, or they've just learned that
Middle
that
finger,
isn't the
middle
word.
finger for people
Yeah,
that are
sorry,
listening.
the middle finger. Which, just for reference, that's what I just did to Alfie on the street. So Donnie has noticed that sometimes me and Alfie playfully do that at each other, but not very. We have a very healthy, nice relationship. Don't worry, it's fine. Everything's fine. But Donnie's learned that means it's naughty. So he started doing this, and Alfie just was wondering what he thought it meant. So he said, Donnie, what do you think that actually means? The finger. And Donnie said, I know what it means. It means I shit you. And then he held up the other finger, so it was 2 middle fingers up, and he said, and this means I shit you to God. And it was so funny that
That is great.
we
I'm gonna start
couldn't
saying,
correct
I shit
him.
you to God.
I shit you.
I shit you to
I
God
shit
is
you.
wonderful. That is fierce.
I know. So we have accidentally
Got
made
like
them
an awkward first date again, with a trombonist who's going to reject me.
and
But so
drinking a
he's sti-
tiny little wine.
he says he still wants to be my friend because I'm such a hoot, but he's not interested in me sexually.
Did that actually happen?
Oh,
You
yeah,
said
yeah,
you're
yeah.
a hoot.
Yeah.
You're
he told
not a
me-
hoot.
He told me I was a hoot.
You are not a hoot.
I assume it was a pun because of his instrument, but I don't think it was. I think that was genuinely his turn of phrase.
I'm much more of a hoot than you are.
Yeah.
You're more of a blast.
Yeah, I'm a blast. I'm a blast because I'm sexy
Yeah, and sassy.
and I'm sassy.
Whereas I've got this like nasal voice.
Yeah. You're a hoot because you're goofy.
Yeah.
Because you're goofy.
Yeah. You said goofy so
If
weird.
we talk about clown sound effects,
Yeah.
you're a hoot,
yeah.
and I'm a blast, like
Yeah,
an engine,
exactly.
like a steam engine.
Exactly. God, fuck him.
Fuck that guy. So many times.
I love the one show. Alfie was doing a gig for the first time in fucking forever last night.
Yeah. He did a gig last night with Horatio.
I know.
Both our boys.
Big
had their-
time.
had their first gigs.
Here's your packed lunch. Anyway,
Don't drink too much.
I did actually say that to Alfie a lot.
Yeah.
And he did drink too much, but I expected that. And I'm trying to get better in the morning of him drinking too much, seeing him for the first time and not being horrible. So I go in and he's usually like, hi. And I'm like, hi. And he's like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And that he's done nothing wrong.
Exactly.
I knew he was going to drink, but I can't be nice to him for a few hours.
Yeah. I need a cooling off period.
I don't know why.
It's really difficult when you know that actually they have done everything that you expected them to do, but you're annoyed for no reason, and you don't want to show that you are, but at the same time you can't help but your voice wobbling. So when Horatio called me last night, and I could tell that you went out, and I was just sort of like, yeah, fine, yeah, cool,
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool, yeah. And he said, love you, and I was like, bye.
Yeah.
It's
the
just
same.
so inexplicable. I don't know why I do that.
Yeah. It's also, I also have to make sure that I say, I've had an awful time. So he says, oh, how was the baby last night? Awful. every 2 hours. Diarrhea. Severe vomiting. So I haven't slept, but I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
You just need to make yourself look like a damsel in distress that they want to come and save, you know?
Yeah. Which never works. That I wish Alfie was the type of person who he doesn't believe in subtext. So a lot of the time our fights are because he hasn't seen the subtext of why I might be upset. He's just seen what's actually happened.
Sure.
And so when I say, you didn't read the subtext, he's like, I'm never going to read the subtext. So get used to it.
Yeah.
And the same thing, if I say, I'm fine, he's just going to think, oh, she's fine.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
Horatio's-
fucking fine, actually. I'm not.
Horatio's exactly the same. He says, if I ever threatened to break up as a sort of like maneuver to make him say, no, let's not break up, he said he would immediately break up with me.
Yeah.
Because
That
he
doesn't work.
Yeah.
Very quick.
That-
Which I
You
respect.
got one chance. Genuinely, it's done. Even if I'm happy about it, it's over.
I'll show a photo of it because it's so funny. And we don't have any decorations yet. So now we just have it looks like we're in a weird forest.
Yeah.
It's
Or
horrible.
Like a shit Home Alone.
Yeah, that's a way better, funny one.
Yeah.
I'm not funny in that. Why? I can't be funny. I'm not funny.
Can't be funny under
I can't be
pressure.
funny.
Oh my God, I can't be funny under pressure.
Why? You're really good at one-liners. I'm awful at one-liners. They had to, for the I Loved Her promotion, they were like, tell us your favourite joke. I was like, I don't know a joke. I don't tell a joke. I've never told a joke.
It's because you deliver things funny. You've got a funny delivery.
No, I don't.
But the thing is, there are lots of different types of comedians, right? Not everybody is like has a punchy stand-up thing with like a punchline and what do you call it, Horatio, when you have a tag? Where they just like ba 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 ba. Not everyone's
Callback.
funny like that.
Callback.
They don't have everybody's funny in different ways. You're a storyteller.
I did call back the hot thing a few times in the podcast, didn't I? He got up. Sorry if you can hear the baby snoring.
He's snoring like a wildebeest. That's the family. That's the genetics.
Your
They're
mummy's
very
boy.
strong.
You think you don't snore, but you fucking snore.
No, I have a dainty sleep now. I don't know how.
No. She snores. Yeah. You have a more, at least my snore is so horrific that it's funny. Yours is just like a consistent, whereas mine is kind of a
I have a deviated
muck.
septum.
Yeah, so do I. I think mine's more deviated than yours though.
I actually think that mine's more deviated than yours, but that's fine. We can
Actually, you
get
do
into
get
that
more
after.
sinus problems, don't
I
you? And
have
that's
way
why
more
you
sinus
sound
problems, yeah.
like you do now.
Exactly, that's why I've got a sexy deep voice. I was kind of sad about it, but then Mummy on the way here this morning said how sad it was that all of the pantomimes and musicals and stuff are going to have to be closed down, and I just started laughing because I thought it was so funny. I was like, imagine
I do
the gutsiness to be like, yeah, this year people are going to need a panto. You know, it's like, obviously that wasn't going to work out, you idiots.
But yes. Also, there was on the One Show, there was a segment about a musical about Henry. Is it Henry VI?
Henry VIII.
Henry VIII. Shit.
Well, I mean, I guess there was a
history.
Henry VI because
The one who chopped his.
Oh, that's
6
Henry
wives.
VIII. That's Henry VIII.
Okay,
You should know that.
So he had
You
8
should know that.
wives.
No. So no, it's Henry VIII because he was the 8th Henry of the royal
6
family.
wives.
He had 6 wives. Was it 6? Yeah, thank God. And he, divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded,
Survived.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So they're doing a big West End musical called 6.
Oh no, that's not new. That's not new.
Is that not new?
So Molly and Millie that I used to live with, they were at the university where that show was written. That was a university show.
Oh no!
And then I went to the Fringe and did so amazingly that the people that wrote it became really famous. But the controversy is that all of the original actors, i.e. the people from university, were doing it. And they were doing it in like a small theatre in London. And they didn't realise that the boy and the girl that had written it had been meeting up with West End producers. And the next thing they knew, they were holding auditions for all of the characters and none of the girls were being seen for it.
From the university?
From the university, like they were going to be seeing proper actresses. And one of them got an audition and she was like, guys, I think that they're sneaking around, sneak attacking us.
Oh, that's so bad. That's like the time, almost, but worse, when after Arcadia, my first West End and only theatre role that I've ever got.
She was incredible.
I was fine. I in retrospect, I was actually quite poor. That's fine.
I just remember going to visit you and us going to Muffinski's around the corner from the theatre every day.
They had sugar-free muffins, but there was something in those muffins, wasn't there? They were just
God,
the best muffins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, poor Miss Muffinski's.
Muffinski's was the best. That was honestly the happiest time of my life. And on this one world that they explore in an episode, the planet is slightly too close to the sun. So this intelligent life have to find a way to get off the planet and move somewhere else before the sun destroys them. And then it made me think, I was like, the sun is going to destroy the earth one day too, you know? Like there are going to be solar flares and the earth is going to crisp up and, you know, way before that, all the animals and stuff are going to be gone. And then the earth itself will destroy itself and then the sun will destroy itself and then that'll just be a black hole and then whatever. And I just realised like every single thing that every human being is doing right now might feel so important and momentous to them. But not only are we all going to die, but literally the earth itself is going to be gone at some point too. So there'll be no record of anyone ever existing. We're all going to die. And that's kind of freeing in a way, you know? I think I was quite upset when I had this realisation. So like, but it just was interesting to me to think that it, like literally it doesn't mean anything. So the only thing that you can do, and this is just for like the silly little adventure thing that you've got going on in your head, like this is just to make yourself feel better, is to inject your life with its own meaning, right? Because literally nothing matters. Don't kill people or whatever, like that's not what I'm saying.
Merry Christmas.
But like if you actually think about it and you're really upset about like how a strand of your hair looks and you think, well, the sun is going to burn me eventually. The earth is going to, you know, like get crushed and like destroy itself and we're just going to be living in a black hole and we're all going to be gone. We're not even going to exist anymore. That's probably good to think about too when you're upset about your hair. That's what I think about when I'm upset about my hair. I had plenty of reason to be upset today.
Imagine me and Horatio weren't here. There was no microphones. It was just you on this little chair with a tinsel.
A little clip here and there.
I feel so sorry for the poor golden Horatio over there who has to edit the fucking thing and be in the room for it and actually spend hours trying to enjoy your company.
Yeah, I know. I have made you. I have made.
Watch her now. Watch her. She's going crazy now.